Moshe's brother Aharon becomes the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. The Kohen Gadol had special clothes to wear, and over his heart he had something called the Choshen Mishpat. It was a breastplate which had 12 different precious stones on it corresponding to the 12 tribes. So the word Choshen, it's not clear what it really means, but some people translate it as from the word chash, to feel, and the word mishpat means judgment. So Choshen Mishpat translates as feeling justice. Now the issue with that is, number one, surely Moshe, he was the judge. Why would Aharon, why would he be dealing with judgment? And number two, why would you put the concept of judgment over the heart? When you're judging someone, surely it's about the brain. It's not about the emotions, it's about knowing what the right thing to do is. Why would you place this Choshen Mishpat over the heart, feelings of judgment? And the answer is because when you're judging other people, sometimes we need more than just the brain. We need to do it with a heart as well. So Moshe was the judgment of the brain, and he had to tell us what is right and what is wrong. But what we know about Aharon is that he would go to people who are fighting and he'll say to one side, the other side really wants to make up with you. And he'll go over to the other side and say, they really want to make up with you. When he judged, he did a judgment of the heart and took people's emotions into consideration. Sometimes we may be right in getting upset with someone because they did something wrong against me. That would be a judgment of the brain. But there's another judgment, take the heart in consideration. And just because you may be technically in the right, it doesn't mean that you always should follow through with that. A true story I heard from a great judge. There was a thug who came up to this old lady who had a handbag and said, "Give me your handbag." She gave the handbag. Fortunately, the police caught him. Now, Judge Zeidman said, there's no question about it, you are going to have to go to prison. However, there's this thing called restorative justice. Restorative justice is that the person who did the crime can meet the victim and they can talk face to face. She looked him in the eyes and said, "Do you know what you've done to me? Do you know how terrible it is? Do you know how I've been struggling to sleep at night?" And as she was talking, he started to soften, and he started to soften more. And then he had tears in his eyes. And at the end of the conversation, he couldn't believe what he had done. And for the first time, this toughened thug heard what it was like from the other side, from the victim side, what it feels like to be mugged, and how he truly taken on board the pain that he caused someone else, and his commitment never to do this again, that he said to him, "You actually do not need to go to prison." Now, it would have been totally legitimate for the judge to say, "You have committed this crime, you mugged someone, prison." That's what the brain would say. But the heart says, let's go further. Is there any other way that we can work through this? Is there a way that we can take the emotions involved? Can we somehow soften this criminal, that he should be able to open up his heart, and perhaps we can open up our hearts as well, and he can become a new man. Be great, be a giver, and in judgment, open up your heart. Shabbat Shalom.